Jason tells me that only a person in their 30s who absolutely doesn't care and has let themselves go wears Crocs. Good morning. Let me show you the vlog struggle, daily vlogger struggle. The struggle is real. Yesterday, today, yesterday, today, yesterday, today. Yesterday we had so much fun getting ready for the goats. Today was supposed to be the finishing touches, and we're gonna let them out all day long on their new fresh green grass. Today, Jason tells me that only a person in their 30s who absolutely doesn't care and has let themselves go wears Crocs. I feel like I need to make a rebuttal to that, but I can't. It got me dead to rights. So what in the world am I gonna vlog about? And I bet you're tired of me being in the truck, so I guess I'll just take you guys to the grocery store. And Joshua, that's a really good question, because when I first got into ministry, when I first became a pastor, I had this notion that I think everybody does about ministry. Like, there's an expectation upon pastors that they're supposed to look a certain way, they're supposed to be at certain events, they're supposed to act a certain way, and that's kind of what you think of when you think of a pastor. And what you don't know, being on the other side of the fence, oh my gosh, hold on, my tree just fell. Whoa. Good news, bad news on that tree. I was getting ready to cut it down because it had died. It blew over in a windstorm last night. Good news is I don't have to chop it down. Bad news is it's kind of everywhere. Whether you know it or not, you have expectations. If you go to a church, if you're a part of a traditional church, I grew up in a Southern Baptist tradition, and my expectation of a pastor was funerals, weddings, Wednesday night, Sunday morning, preaching, authoritarian, at all functions, at all times, revered, respected for sure, but very stoic, removed, detached. So that's kind of what I thought going into it. I knew that I knew that God was calling me to something different. Let's be fair about this. I think I'm a little much for that particular tradition nowadays. We'll just leave it at that. I just like to allow a wide berth for what God wants to do. My perception of what a pastor was supposed to do or be involved in, or the expectations of a pastor, were pretty strict. I needed to have it all together. I needed to be at everything. I needed to be casting vision and giving guidance and leadership to the church. I did not enjoy my job. It didn't fit with the culture that was developing around. It didn't fit the people whom God had called me to. I was speaking a different language. The people that God has called me to are special and unique, and they don't tolerate fake. They don't want a stoic, isolated, distant pastor. They want somebody who's up and real and raw and in your chili. Yeah. Now, see, here we go. Now, they want somebody who's gonna stand right alongside when the enemy attacks. They want them to be in the mud, in the muck, crying out to Jesus. They want somebody who hears the voice of the Lord, who knows the Almighty and walks with Him. Unfortunately for my crew, I was ill-equipped to begin our journey together. All the expectations of being at every meeting, being at every doctor's appointment, every hospital visit, every funeral, every friends of a friend's funeral, every bit of that was so unbelievably taxing in the first part of my ministry. I think I have enough perspective now to look back on it and say it was unfair. The hours that I spent at church, the hours that I spent sitting with people waiting. There's a ministry of presence, don't get me wrong. There's a ministry of being there for people in their time of need. But there's also a skill, for those of you pastors out there, you know it. There's a skill in being at the right place, at the right moment in time, being led of the Lord to be there in those precise moments where somebody actually needs you, as opposed to just obligated. I believe people pick up on the vibes that you're putting out when you feel obligated to be there. I think that was one of the greatest lessons that I learned early on in my ministry, was that I need to be there for people when Jesus tells me to be there for people. I need to call people when Jesus tells me to call people, text them when he tells me to text them. Otherwise, I'm just working a system. I'm just working a formula, and it doesn't connect me at the heart with the people, and it doesn't connect them with me. It's just a works-based system, and I hate it. I believe that that's why pastors burn out. They're working a system that's dry because they don't care and the people don't care. Rather than walking on an exciting, exhilarating journey of discovery together. Every time God sends me somewhere, I'm excited, I'm there, I'm 100% there in the moment, because I can't wait to find out. I also have anticipation about what he's gonna say and what he's gonna do. And the group, the family, the person being ministered to, the family group being ministered to, they're there with anticipation because something new and exciting happens when we gather together in his name. There you go, Joshua. That is the very long-winded version, extremely long-winded version. It's not a job. It's not a series of assignments. It's not I need to study on Wednesday so that I'm prepared, or Tuesday or Monday or whatever, so that I'm prepared for Saturday, so that I can cram and stack and get ready for Sunday and meet the people and make sure I'm sending out my announcements and make sure that the sermon's ready, make sure that Susie's been talked to, make sure that Joe's not mad at Susie, make sure that the elders, I don't have to do any of that. And that is such a relief. What I do have to do is keep a keen ear to the voice of the Lord. Do I miss it? Do I mess up? You bet. Am I the perfect pastor? Not in a million years. But I'm having a blast. I wouldn't trade this occupation for anything else. There's nothing else. I'll wait for you to stop beeping. Thank you. There's nothing else on this planet that I would rather do than be his minister, than be his priest, than be involved in whatever he's at work in this world. I feel like we get a front row seat to watching the hand of God displayed in people's lives. That's my answer for you. Joshua, you got me thinking today about just the joys of being a pastor. And I want to know, what is your greatest joy in being a pastor? What's the thing that you look forward to the most? Tell me, man. What's your favorite part? I gotta know. There you have it, making lemonade. Add lemons. If you're enjoying tasting and seeing the extravagant love of God through our eyes, go ahead and consider subscribing to the channel if you aren't already. Hit the like button if you liked it, all the other YouTuber things, and we will see you in the next one, 8 a.m. tomorrow, where we get to find out what the next question is that Joshua's asking us, and we're gonna go to church. Later. That's right. I live in a community where I'll wear Crocs under the store. Unashamedly. I am not ashamed. I am not ashamed of the Crocs on my feet. Gotta go, shake it up.